Hi everyone, I'm Sierra. I'm a kinesiology student here in Edmonton, Alberta, and I'm actually a student under Megan right now at Ocean Rehab and Fitness, so I'm excited to get started. Today's focus is a little bit of shoulder activation as well as a lot of cardio. So things you might need today are some chest straps if you are using those, some yoga blocks to sit you up if that's what you need. Some bands, most of you are looking like yellow and red or green. Mine's tubing, so it'll look a little different than you, as well as a dowel. So I'm using a broomstick. Some people have actual dowels. Hockey stick will do. Most people here know the drill on that. As well as if you have a ball, we're going to start off with some pec rolling out. So if you have a ball, you can also just use your fingers. Just so everyone here, I'm just seeing who's all here, hopping in. Most people here are the same, but just so people know, we're going at your own pace. Hi, Janice. And so I'll be giving a lot of cues. There's a lot of different abilities in this group, so we'll go at your own pace. If you do want a harder intensity cardio session today, you can follow along with me. Otherwise, if you just want to go with the flow and get some movement in, just do the movement, but go slow and at a slower pace. Just a reminder about the chat, you can pop in there and say hello. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be getting to them as soon as I can during our rest periods. As well as if you do need water, make sure you have water beside you, as I'll be cueing you for that as well. Otherwise, hi Neil. Good to see you. Otherwise, we'll get started. So if you want to grab that ball, some people use lacrosse balls, tennis balls. I just have a stretch ball. And we're going to be rolling in on the pecs today. We have a lot of arm movement. And if you don't have a ball, you're just relaxing your arm and using your hands. For females, we're getting up behind the breast here. Really just getting that loose. And then we're going to follow up on the collarbone here, just below the meaty section here. Go at your own pace, whatever feels good. If you do find a tender spot, remember to breathe through that. Maybe focus on a little more of that. If it feels good, you can go out to the shoulder a bit. Then we're going to switch sides. Remember to relax the other shoulder. Really rolling that out. Going up by the clavicle in the meaty section there. It feels good going out by the shoulder. Good, okay. We're gonna move on to neck. So we're starting from here and looking up. And coming down, back down to center, tucking the chin in and then coming down. Nice and controlled. And back up. Tucking the chin in and really feeling that along the neck and coming back up. 3. And we'll do one more. Next one, we're gonna look left. Come back to center and look right. Really feeling it along in your opposite side of your neck. Looking left. And when you're doing this, really thinking about planting your feet best you can. lengthening the spine, and breathing. We're going to do some head tilts. So we're going to get a little bit of a neck chin tuck here, and then going to one side, really getting this ear down to the shoulder, lengthening the opposite side, relaxing the shoulders, and then breathing. And then coming back up, going to the opposite side. Remember to relax that shoulder, and then coming back up. Back to the other side, and coming back up. Two more. And one more. And we're good. All right, so now we're going to do some shoulder rolls. Imagining some paint brushes on those shoulders and drawing circles with those paint brushes. Really think about planting the feet again, lengthening the spine, and rolling forward with the shoulders. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then reverse that direction. You can think about making nice big circles, or if it feels better, just going nice and small. All right, now we're going to do some IYTWs. So for this one, we're going to go arms straight out above you, and then we're going to go to Ys, then to Ts, palms facing down, and then to W's. And when you come into this one, you're bringing your elbows into your sides, thinking about pitching that belly, that blueberry between your shoulder blades, and going back up to I's, to Y's, to T's, to W's, and shooting the shoulder blades together and shooting your arms back straight up to the sides, down to W, up to I's, to Y's, to T's, and to W's. Go at your own pace here. Really lengthening the spine on this one, planting the feet, and breathing through that. And we'll go for 2 more. I, Y, T, and W. I, Y, T, and W. Really holding that. And then we're going to go from here, and we're going to do some wall angels. So really pushing up, and then rotating the shoulders here, down, elbows down to the sides, pinching the blueberry between the shoulder blades, going back up. Nice and slow. Just getting those shoulders warmed up. And last one, good. Okay, so we're gonna do some cat-cows. We're gonna tuck the chin in and roll down into the spine, all the way down the vertebrae, holding in front of you if you need. And rolling back up, looking up, raising the chest, hands behind in your back pockets if you need, shoulders down and lengthening, making the opposite curve in your spine, and tucking the chin in and coming back down. And coming back up nice and slow. Looking up, bringing the shoulders down, raising the chest, hands in the back pockets, and back down. And back up, remembering to breathe on this one. Really relaxing the shoulders on this. Really getting the curve on your back here. Start here and then come back up. Last one. And coming down. Final one, when we come here, we're going to hold, looking up, really getting the shoulders down, hands in the back pockets, and release. Good. So next we're going to take our one arm, reaching over, touching the opposite shoulder, and coming back to center. Taking this arm back over to this shoulder, really twisting in the spine here, and relaxing. Okay. Twist as much feels good here. You should be able to be still breathing on that twist. Two spots more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And final bear hug, so arms out to our sides here, and crossing over. Arms out to our sides, holding nice and tight here. Really planting the feet here, lengthening the spine, and getting a good squeeze. And last one. Good. All right. So next, we're going to grab our dowels. I'll give you a second to grab that. For those who can, you might want to do, you could do the standing or sitting. Those in chairs or using walkers to sit. Remember to put your brakes on for this. Okay, so we're going to do a dowel around the world. So you're taking your hands about just past shoulder width apart. We're going to start from our lap and go up overhead. Really engaging the core, feet planted, and remembering to breathe. For those who cannot go overhead, you might want to think about just going to here. If you can go overhead, we'll be going right up and over. Ignore those. 2 and 3. Good. All right. Grabbing the band, keeping the dowel close because we're going to use that again. Grabbing the band. So if you have options, I would use your lightest band for this one. So we're going to start with the band, like so. Palms are facing up. You're going to grasp the band, elbows tucked into your rib cage, and we're going to pull out. As we do this, remember just a slight pull, keeping it tight, keeping your elbows in tight. I want you to imagine having something here, so like a piece of paper, and you're trying to keep those pieces of paper there and pull out. This is just a slight movement here. You should be feeling in your shoulder blade, squeezing those shoulder blades back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, we're going to switch our palms so they're facing down. Again, I would probably use your lightest band if you have options. Keeping the band nice and loose. Arms are going to be straight out in front of you, and we're going to sweep across the table and pull across the band. The band should be reaching your chest when you come back. And when we come back, we're going to go nice and slow, pulling across, really squeezing the shoulder blades as you pull back here and coming back. Also thinking about being nice and controlled. We don't want to let the band pull us back. We want to come nice and close. back to center. 4, 5, 6. Remember to breathe here. And 10, good. And relax. Okay, grabbing the dowel, back to dowel around the world. Arms are past shoulder width, and we're coming up overhead. Just a reminder, a lot of these exercises are on Ocean Rehab and Fitness website for those who are Insider members. So if you want to look at your form, there's pictures and videos up on there. 5, 7, 9, and last one, 10. Good. Okay, we're going to grab the band again, going back to external rotation. So palms facing up. As we do that, I'm going to come in a little closer. Palm facing up, elbows to the side, and we're just going slightly out here, pulling the band. If you need a little more resistance, you can always bring your hands in closer and pulling here. If it's too hard, loosening it up and pulling again, nice and controlled. Remember to keep those elbows in nice and tight, imagining pieces of paper between your body and your arm, not wanting to let them slide. Good. And switching. Palms down, arms out in front, right about shoulder width, loose band in between, and pulling across. And 2, really squeezing those shoulder blades on the out, sweeping around and getting that band to the chest. Really trying to keep your arms here all in one motion, nice and controlled. And they should stay pretty horizontal when you come out here and staying at that height coming back. Oh, there goes my dowel. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, let's release that. Add some water if you need. Keep the dowel nearby. We're going to need that again. So for those who can stand, you can try some of this standing. Otherwise, I would recommend finding a sturdy chair if you need for wheelchair users or walkers. Brakes on for a lot of this. Safety first. Also remember, go at your own pace. If you want more intense, you'll be following along with me. And also a reminder that you can find this on ConnecTogether's Facebook page. So if you need to go back and watch some of this form, you can do that. All righty. So I'm going to show you the first exercise. It'll all be on a timer. The first exercise is 30 seconds. The second exercise is 30 seconds. And then the third one will be 1 minute. Then we're going to go through that again 3 times and then rest for a minute. But I will be demoing as we go and giving you different options as you need. So feel free to move as you please. So first one, we're just starting arms by our side and crossing over. For this one, we just want to keep nice and loose arms. If it feels better, you can keep your arms a little crossed here, or you can really get some movement here with your arms nice and extended as you do back and forth crisscrosses. Remember to go at your own pace, to whatever feels good. And we are coming to here and pushing water away. Seen this one before with Megan, pushing water away and then coming back to center. Pushing water away and coming back to center. Really think about pushing the water away. We should get some force here as you come out. You got 10 seconds here. Really pushing that water away, keeping the feet planted, lengthening the spine again. And speed bag. So we're going to start rotating our hands like this. You can keep your hands here. If it feels better to come down low, or you can start freestyling and start moving. Do what feels best. Go at your own pace. Faster the better, obviously, but go at what you can feel is higher intensity. And we're doing this for a minute, so we got to really pace ourselves here. Thinking about really spinning those hands. It feels better to come down low or come up here where I am. Breathing through this one. We got 10 seconds. Really rotating. Starts to become a coordination thing. So if you need to watch your hands and bring them lower. Okay, and switching back to crisscross. You can go a little faster on this one if you want higher intensity, or shake out those arms for the next round. Got 10 seconds here. And pushing water away. And back to center. Push away and come back. Sweep across and come back. Really breathing through this one as we get ready for speed bags. And we are moving to speed bags. Remember to go at your own pace here. Unless you want a higher intensity, then go at my pace. We still have one more round of this, so remember to pace ourselves. And if we want a little more movement, to start moving around. And we got 20 more seconds before our last round. And 10 seconds. My coordination is coming off. And back to crisscross. So we are going faster here or slowing down so we can make our last speed bags count. Moving as much or as little as we can. And pushing water away. So starting from here, pushing away and coming back to center. Really thinking about engaging the core here. I see I have a little bit of sway, so I want to try and engage my core. Sit up nice and tall, feet planted. We're thinking about feet planted and pushing away without my whole body moving. Just all in the arms. And speed bags. This is our last one before you get a rest. Keeping up with me if you want to start breathing heavy. Otherwise, going what feels good. "30 seconds. I'm losing coordination." I'll bring it down a bit so I don't challenge my core as much. We got 20 seconds. Rotating if that feels good. Bring it down if your shoulders are burning like mine. And release. Good. All right. You have 1 minute of rest. Grab some water. Stretch out those shoulders a bit. Also grab your dowels because we'll be using our dowels next. If anyone has any questions, feel free to shoot them in the chat too, and I will get to them. We have 20 seconds until we start again. If any of you are standing, I would suggest sitting for this one, as we're going to be doing some paddling. Alrighty. So for this one, we are pushing forward and then pushing up. Pushing forward and then pushing up. If we can't go up, just push forward. Pushing forward and pushing up. We got 15 more seconds on the clock here. Alrighty, and now we're switching. We are just punching with one arm and coming back. Punching with one arm and coming back. Remember to hold on to that dowel and we don't lose it. And bring him back. So this one I want you to think about a little more force as you push out and pulling back. Pushing out and pulling back. Remember, going at your own pace. Pushing forward and coming back. Alrighty, I'm gonna back up here. We are paddling for a minute. So we've been working on this with Megan a lot, but we are just paddling. Imagining we got some water going on here with some force. Because we're going for a minute, I want you more to think of being consistent here rather than going all out and then fading out. We really want to keep the pace consistent. Feet are planted here. So we're thinking about feet planted and twisting. And twisting as much as one can, keeping the chest up and breathing through that. Remember, keeping our pace. We got 10 seconds before we go back to the beginning. And switching back to pushing forward, going up. Remember, if you can't go up, just go forward and stay forward. Keeping this pace or whatever feels good. We got 5 seconds and we're going to switch to punching and punching and pulling back. Punching and pulling back. Remember to punch, pull back, and then reset. Punch, pull back, reset. And as we get better, we can start going faster. We can get a little bit of rotation in here too. Or you can try and just stay right here. But if you can, rotation. All right, backtracking. Remember, we're really thinking about putting that paddle in the water. So we're pulling as we get into the water, pulling and getting into that water and going. If you have a little bit of rotation, we're starting to rotate here, keeping that pace. But if we're rotating, our chest still nice and exposed, keeping that chest up and rotating. Remember, we really want to keep our pace here. So let's stay with that pace and hold that for 20 more seconds until we do one more set of this. Remember to breathe here. And back to pushing forward and up, or just pushing forward if we need to do that. This is our last round of this before you get your break. Speeding up if we can speed up. And we are switching to punches. Really engaging the core here. I mean, for me, it's a little bit of a balance exercise, or staying here and not getting any rotation and just staying nice and tall. And we are switching to kayak. This is our last minute of kayak where you get your break, so really push this one. Trying to keep your pace through the whole thing. And remember to breathe. You got 40 more seconds of this before you rest. Really remembering to breathe on this last one, keeping that form. And remember, I got some water here, still pulling with some force. Pushing in and pulling. We got 5 seconds. 3, 2, and rest. All right. You can get rid of the dowel. Got some water, oxygen and water. And we have about 45 seconds until we move on to our last one. I hope everyone's feeling good here. The last one is a little less intense. Still intense if you want it to be. So remember to just go at your own pace. You have 30 seconds. $15 seconds. You can do this one standing or seated. Seated is probably best, but you can get creative with this if you are standing. All right, we're on the clock again. So next one, we are doing adaptive jumping jacks. So if we're here for 30 seconds. If this isn't available to you, we can just do arm circles. Otherwise, we are doing jumping jacks. And we are switching to pushing forward, swim this time, and coming in. Pushing forward and coming in. So you're going out, sweep across and in. Out, sweep across and in for 30 seconds. Really engaging the core again, trying not to move the rest of the body as I see my body is again. So just engaging the core, lengthening the spine, planting the feet, and breathing here. Really pushing out and coming back in. All right, next one. We are doing some side reaches, then punching forward and punching sideways. If we can't do this, we just stay here to whatever feels good. So it's kind of a bit of freestyle. You can do what I am doing, punching forward, reaching up, and then punching to the side, or we just do our punches here. But I will be doing forwards, punching to the side. Up, punching forwards, punching to the side. Up, punching forward, and we only got 20 seconds left. This one goes by quick because we got so many movements going on. But do it best to whatever feels good to you, and really get in some movement here to whatever feels good. All right, and we are switching to jumping jacks. Or if we can't do this, nice arm circles. Keeping to my pace if you are going for intensity. We got 10 more seconds before we go back to swimming. And we are pushing forwards and coming in. Forwards and across, in. Across and in. Engaging the core and breathing through this. We got 20 more seconds before we go to some freestyle movement. All right, so now we've seen it. We are reaching up fast as we can, punching forward, punching to the side. Reaching up, punching forward, and really twisting here if we can. And reaching up, punching forward, punching to the side. Remember, if we can't do this, we are just staying here and doing this, or even just here, but you can mix it up. But I will stay, oh, I am off tempo. And to the side. This one is really thinking about keeping your core engaged through this, but also you're moving in different directions. So you got to keep thinking about balance here, planting our feet. And also it's cardio, so keeping a good pace. All right, jumping jacks. This is our last set. We got 10 seconds. And swimming, so pushing forward and across. Really pushing on this. This is your last one. Before you get some oxygen. You should be breathing here though. We got 5 more seconds until we go back to freestyle. All right, freestyle. So we are reaching up if we can, punching forward, punching sideways. Reaching up, forward, and sideways. Up. This is our last one. Last movement, last minute. And then we can do a cool down. Reaching nice and tall and up. Nice and tall and up. If we can, otherwise we are punching through this one. We got 20 seconds. Nice and controlled. And that's it. All right, grab some water, and then we will go through a cool down. Hope everyone's feeling that one. Hope our heart rates are moving a little bit now. or a lot. Okay. So when you're ready, we're going to do some stretches. So we're going to take one arm across, other arm is going to go at our elbow, and we're pulling this arm. We're using this to pull across. Bringing the shoulders down and breathing through this. We should be feeling a nice stretch here. If not, you can use this arm to readjust and hold. And relax, and switch sides. Bringing this arm across, this arm underneath, and pulling nice and across. Got 10 seconds here. Really feeling the heart rate come down. Breathing through this. All right, now we're going to do some twists. So wherever you are, you're twisting here, looking over the shoulder and holding. If you're too far and you can't breathe here, unwind just a bit. So go where feels comfortable and you're getting a little bit of a nice stretch here. Remember to breathe. Get some really big inhales and exhales here. And release. We're going to go to the other side. Twisting, looking over the other shoulder. Relaxing the shoulders here. Doing a big inhale and exhale. If you can't breathe, unwinding just a bit. And holding that. And release that. Alrighty, we'll do some neck stretches. So we're gonna tuck the chin in here. Imagine we have a pear and we're holding that pear. And just looking down. Go to what feels comfortable. We do want a good, nice stretch back here. So go down as far as you can go, keeping the shoulders away from the ears and breathing through that. And if it feels comfortable, maybe even going down a little further now and holding that. So cool down is really important here, especially after cardio, to bring the heart rate down so you don't freak your body out too much from going to a sudden stop. And then you can get some nice stretches in. Remember to holding these stretches for at least 30 seconds. I know some of us are not patient for that, so I have a timer. And releasing that. So tucking in the chin again, and then we're gonna look down to our armpits. And we should be feeling it down on this other side. Remember to keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Go to what feels good. And now we've been here, so we can go a little further, if that's okay. Remember, we're relaxing our arm here, the opposite side. And holding that. And breathing. And coming back up, tucking the chin in again, and then looking down. Remember, down to the armpit. Arm is loose on the other side. Now that we're here, you can go maybe even a little further and hold that. Really feeling it all down on this opposite side. If we don't feel it, possibly start back and then go back to this position. Sometimes just a reset will help. Good, and come back up. Last one, so we are taking our hands and they're coming behind our backs. I can show you here. And we are clasping our hands here. So you can see we are clasping here, pulling our shoulders down and pulling back. When we do this, we're lifting the chest up and breathing. When we're doing this too, you can think about pulling our fingers down to the ground. Remember to keep those shoulders down and looking straight ahead and lifting the chest. And remember to breathe. If we can't get our hands back to this, you can always start here, roll your shoulders back, and just place your arms out here. And we're gonna release that. Alrighty, so that's all I have for you all today. I hope that was somewhat of a cardio session for some of you. I know a lot of you have been talking about needing more cardio because you're stuck at home. So I hope you had some fun. Thanks, Linda. And I hope you got your heart rate pumping today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know in the chat here. I'll stay for a couple more minutes. Otherwise, have a good rest of your week, and I hopefully will see you all soon. Thanks.